Good day, ladies and gentlemen. You're welcome to another edition of the Kristocentric News, live on the Kristocentric station. We are broadcasting from Accra, Ghana, and I'm your Christian news anchor, YEBOAH Edwin Takyi. Let's head straight into our key story. Illegal migration and human trafficking, Ghana's urgent crisis. Migration has been a pathway for better opportunities for many Ghanaians. However, recent reports and figures paint a troubling picture of the realities faced by those who embark on these journeys, especially illegally. From the alarming number of missing Ghanaian students in Canada to the tragedies of illegal migration to Europe and the role of human trafficking networks, Ghana faces a complex migration crisis that demands urgent attention. A recent report from the Refugees and Citizenship Canada (IRCC) has revealed that nearly 50,000 foreign students failed to enroll in their designated institutions after arriving in Canada, raising concerns about visa fraud and potential exploitation of the country's immigration system. Among these, 2,712 were Ghanaian students, raising alarms about their whereabouts and safety. Beyond North America, many Ghanaians attempt their perilous journey to Europe through various routes in search of greener pastures, where sadly several of them lose their lives. The lucky ones who make it, according to reports, receive subpar treatment. Several organizations warn that refugees and migrants face serious human rights violations en route, including sexual and gender-based violence, kidnappings for ransom, torture, and physical abuse. Many fall victim to traffickers' deceptive narratives, believing that they are being offered a safe passage to a better life. In 2024, Ghana's Deputy Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection, Francisca Oteng-Mensah, informed the public of how human traffickers often use tourism, specifically some travel agencies, as a cover for their operations. Many victims are lured with promises of employment or education but end up trapped in exploitative conditions. To shed some light on the dangers and consequences of illegal migration, I have with me in the studio the officer in charge for outreach for Migration Management Department, Ghana Immigration Service, Deputy Superintendent of Immigration, Paul KITTOE. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Edwin.
How you doing?
Couldn't be better.
Great. Without mincing words, I just want to go straight into the questions.
Okay.
Great. Can you give us an overview of the current migration trends from Ghana, particularly the rise in illegal migration to Europe, as in the number of Ghanaians who leave the nation's shores illegally every year?
Okay, so I'll start by greeting your listeners and viewers and extend the greetings from my Controller General of Immigration, Lawyer Kwame Takyi, and also my immediate boss, Assistant Commissioner Pamela Kujo. So when it comes to the trends of illegal migrations, I always say each day there are new trends. But when it has to do with figures, I could give you some figures. So for last year alone, just 2024, the number of people who left the shores for greener pastures or any other thing would be 5,258.
Over 5,000?
Yes, and these constitute males of 3,826 and females of 1,432. This is just for 2024.
Wow.
So when it comes to people leaving, it's a very alarming issue. The numbers are quite serious.
So with these 5,000 plus people, what routes do they normally use, and what are some of the dangers that they encounter on their way?
Okay, so now with the routes they use, depending on where they intend to end up. So if you could get some going through the Togo, Benin, Niger, Agadez, trying to enter into Italy from Libya. Yes, you also have the Gulf states, those going to the Gulf states, the Dubai, Saudi Arabia, Qatar. They also find means and ways of getting their visas. It could be a student visa, it could be a visiting visa. They go and they overstay and they never choose to come back. But with the Libya issue, you rather get them going through the Togo Benin border, and even that has also now changed. Now you get them getting visas, visiting visas. So when they get into these countries, they overstay and they choose not to come back. Yeah.
So on their journey, what are some of the dangers that they face?
The dangers, trust me, some are so horrifying. You get some being exploited, you get some being sexually abused, you get some being harmed, some actually have to die on the way. You could get numbers of 10 setting off from Ghana. By the time they get to Libya, they are just 2 or 3. Where the rest, some died on the desert, some were sold to other people. So for the kind of things they go through, if I'm to start listing them, trust me, I don't think it would end today.
So with your office,
yeah,
what measures have been looking at the dangers that people face?
Yeah.
And with you saying that 10 may leave and only 2 actually get to a certain point, what measures is your outfit putting in place to, ensure that, they preserve their lives? So what are some of the measures that your outfit puts in place?
We have done a lot, but I always say there's still more room for improvement. So we have MICs, Migration Information Centers, all around the country. We have one in Sunyani, we have one in Tamale, we have one in Kumasi, Takrade, Techiman, in Kranza, Kintampo, at the airport and at the headquarters. The one at the headquarters is where I come from. At the airport is the Migration Information Center Research 6. So we've put in all these measures in place so that people can just reach out and seek information, because I always say when you don't have the information is when you can get duped or get into the wrong hands. But if you have the information, you're good to go. And we don't end there. We also do community sensitizations. We go to the marketplaces, we go to the schools, we have events in secondary schools, try to talk to the students, because it always starts from there. His mates get into the university, he's not able to get into the university. So the next thing is, someone convinces him there's this job in Qatar, Dubai, Kuwait, and he's trying to get into it. So we try to sensitize the public to let them at least just be aware that there are things like this going on, and when they need the information, they should just reach out and clarify stuff.
So there are several reports of Ghanaians being exploited in terms of facing inhumane treatment or being given inhumane jobs like farming, in these foreign countries.
Yeah.
As I said, there are reports.
Yeah.
You have the information, you have the figures, and only you can verify. How true are these claims?
They are 100% true. But this is it. Most of these claims are from people who left the shores illegally. They left with the aim that, they were convinced they were going to work in a certain apple farm where they are paid interesting amounts. They get there and they realize that no, that's not the situation. Yesterday, we picked up returnees from Libya at the airport, and I was listening to some of their stories, and some of them tell you that the most common job the Ghanaians do in Libya is masonry, and they call it Malaga. So they go, take the contract, work, and then at the end of the day, the boss chooses not to pay. And these are illegal citizens. So I choose not to pay. I just pull a gun at you. There's nothing you can do. You can't go and report me to the police because you are staying there illegally. So this is just one Libya story. In other places, the women are used for prostitution. When they get into the country, their passports are seized from them. They tell them that we wasted about 30,000 or 50,000 getting you into the country, so you have to pay back. So they seize your passport, and you have to indulge in these sexual activities until you finish paying. Then your passport is released towards you. The males work in farms and are not even paid. So yes, these stories are very true.
You've spoken about these terrible things that are happening to Ghanaians in foreign lands.
Yeah.
How is your organization collaborating with international organizations to ensure that whether Ghanaians are in any foreign land legally or illegally, they are being treated like humans, not given subpar treatment?
Okay, so we on our part do a lot by collaborating with the NGOs and these international police bodies, Interpol and all these other things. But the problem is, those giving them the inhumane treatments are not the authorities, are the locals, the people in the town. So until the Ghanaian is able to come out of this vicinity and then find himself and report himself to a policeman or something for him to be deported back to Ghana, it becomes very difficult. But we go a lot. And, you know, anytime we get some of these reports, we tell them they should feel free and come to the office. You know, you might be there locked up, but once you are talking to your sister or your brother, your sister can always come to immigration. Kofi is locked up in Italy, this and that is the issue. We always have ways of bringing them back. We collaborate with international organizations like the IOM, GIZ, European Union, even the government of Ghana helps sometimes. So these collaborations really go on. But I always say, you know, immigration is a very intelligence-based job. So you don't get us, you know, with the media at the airport showing you the returnees and stuff coming. No. But we are really doing a lot.
These are amazing insights they've given us so far. And we'll just be going on a short commercial break, and we're playing an amazing video from the Ghana Immigration Service. We'll be back and we'll continue with the questions with DSI Paul KITTOE.
Yo, my people, I greet you. It be your boy ASI KITTOE back on your screens again. We still there on the same educational vibes. We educate somebody, make somebody tell somebody something, make somebody no go do something, make somebody in body have make you go lock himself at the end of the day. Today the topic be document fraud. What be document fraud? Right now everybody want change the system small. I want change my date of birth. I want change my name. Charlie, we know the 90s again. We did the 21st century. Technology advance. So if you feel say you be smart, we will smart past you. The technologies where we will get to detect all these things, you know get up. So don't go lose guard, do something where you go lock yourself in anything. If somebody assure you of some visa or something for some side, you always be saying for do the necessary checks. The checks, you don't get those machines, you don't get a gadget, you don't get anything to take to the checks. So if you come any immigration installation, if you come the national headquarters, we get some units and they call them Migration Management Bureau. If you come there, just bring your problem. Not we sit down, talk, know which and what they go on. We go find solution. If you catch there, whatever they inside, then go tell you. You go drop your documentation, then go watch inside. If some negativity they inside, then go make you know. If some positivity they inside too, amen. Nobody no one make you jackpot. If you go jackpot, if you jackpot through the right way, that be one our only concern. So in jackpot and through the right way, come the office make we do the necessary checks. If you know go come, the numbers there on your screen. Feel free call any of the numbers. If you pick well, you know if you speak English, feel free. Ga person day, Tree person day, Pidgin person day. Any language they speak, somebody they go address you. So the summary of what I tell you be say, if you go Jamie through the right way. Bless.
So we are back on the Kristocentric news, and with me I have DSI Paul KITTOE. So back to you. What are some of the consequences of Ghanaians who may travel legally with maybe a student visa or a working or maybe a visiting visa and overstay their visa stay? So what are some of the consequences?
As I always say, as soon as you overstay your visa, you are staying in the country illegally. So you are just as someone who left jumping through the borders or going by sea. So we always advise never overstay. And you know, once you overstay and you are caught, you are flagged. The country could even just ban you 10 years from coming into the country. So we just, listen, if it's a visiting visa, 1 month, go and come. When you even come back, it even gives the country that assurance that, oh, when we gave Fifi the chance, he came and he went back. So they will definitely even give you more time the next time. So overstaying is a no-no for anyone. As soon as you overstay, you are locked in the system. You can't come back, you can't go back.
So there are stories of travel agencies that promise citizens that maybe jobs in Qatar, or I'll give you a job in Canada, or I'll take you to school in Canada. And, but migrants or Ghanaians follow those, that, routes. Travel agency, go and end up in exploitative, conditions. How common is this? And how can someone identify that
this is a legit one?
Yes.
Okay. So with the travel and tour agencies, it's actually one of our main things when we go out, we speak to. Travel and tour agencies are not mandated to recruit for work. The Labor Department has a group of registered private employment agencies whose mandate is to pick people from here and go and give them work there. Now, we always tell you the regular travel and tours you see around, theirs is just, book holidays 1 week, 2 weeks for you. But those mandated to recruit for labor are registered, and if you go on the labor department's platform, you get the list there. So when we go out, we always talk to people that, listen, anytime you are dealing with any travel and tour who promises you work, the first thing you have to do is call any immigration installation or go to the labor department and then just check. Oh, boss, good afternoon. I want to know whether ABC Travel and Tour is registered to recruit for work. I will check through my book and let you know that no, he is not registered to recruit for work, so do not deal with him. And then I can even further show you where to get the list of registered people so that you can deal with them. But we also always say that dealing with the registered people is not the end result. No, once he's registered, it's good to go. No, the registered person can still have issues, dupe you or something, but with this, there's always a way to track it back, because they are registered people to the institution, their board of directors, so it's very easy to pinpoint where the mistake came from. So we always advise deal with the registered agencies. Yeah.
Speaking about the registered agencies, you can go to town and you see a lot of these
A4 sheets pasted all over.
What is your department doing to crack down on these particular agencies who maybe once or twice they've had a victim, being exploited? What's your agency doing to crack down on these agencies?
Okay, so I've always said this. As you said, you go to town and you see them all over the place. All it takes is someone getting a printer, an A4 sheet, and putting a number there. It's very difficult for immigration to follow up on all these guys, because one market alone could have more than 1,000 posters like that. So now our approach is try and sensitize the people, because they need the people to be able to flourish. So if you know, I know, and we all know that I have to deal with a registered person, I would ignore that A4 sheet. But to try and clamp down on the A4 sheets, I go there today, I take it off, tomorrow there's a new one pasted there. But if I sensitize the people around for them to understand that no, it's too good to be true. You see something pasted, tell you salary 5,000, 10,000. No, it can't work like that. So we try to talk to the citizenry, get to them. And I always say, we can't talk to everyone. Today I'm at your station. I've got a large audience listening to me. The advocacy is to get them to also talk to their family members, their friends, that, oh, today I heard someone on Kristocentric station talk about this, that. So when the word keep going like that, we try to reach a larger audience. So we ask people to always share when they hear these things.
How many of these illegal or maybe these travel agencies have you guys cracked down or shut down so far?
Okay, so now in shutting down the travel and tour, that is not our mandate. So what we can do is follow up on who they duped, get them back into the country, get the travel and tour to bear the cost of whoever was sent out unlawfully and all that. Then we hand over to the tourism ministry to take over from there, because they are the ones who regulate the travel and tours. But we do not handle that. But what we do is handle the criminalities, getting the people back, getting them to fund all these things, even sometimes prosecute some of them. Yeah.
The main reason I'm asking is I don't remember the last time I saw maybe on the news or in the public that this travel agency has been shut down, or maybe this person involved in this travel agency has been arrested for exploiting Ghanaians. Because I remember the story of one Ghanaian saying that they were given the opportunity to travel to Ukraine, with the idea of giving them a job, only to go there and realize that they are being sent to the war front. But I've not really heard of any of these travel agencies, even the person who even, contracted them to go. I've never seen the public that the person has been arrested.
I always say, as I said earlier, the immigration job is a very quiet, intelligence-based thing. So you would hardly get us with the media, going to the courts, letting you see who and who we are prosecuting. But trust me, prosecutions go on. The legal department in the Ghana Immigration Service is doing tremendously well. They are prosecuting people, they are repatriating people weekly, daily. It's really going on, but we just don't throw light onto it like that, because you squeeze the people here, your people are also being squeezed there. So we try to just do the work in the background. But trust me, a lot is going on. But for clamping down on the travel and tours, as I said, that isn't our mandate. But what we do is make sure we prosecute the individuals involved, and that I can trust you. I just don't have the cases yet, but if I had known, I would have gotten a few from the legal department to just share with you.
Okay. So now, speaking about the victims who've already been scammed, they're already in these foreign countries. They're already being treated subpar.
Yeah.
What actions can they take, in now they're in that particular position? Can they take now to get
Correct.
out of it?
Okay. So what we actually normally advise people is anytime they contact you, try to get them to even send you their location, because it helps a lot. When you even get to know the location, you are even 50% doing your work. Because if I talk to you and I just tell you I'm in Nigeria and I'm not able to show you where in Nigeria I am, it's very difficult. But as soon as we get your location, we collaborate with Interpol, collaborate with international organizations like the IOM, and then they get people to go to that location, rescue you, and then even help you come back to the country.
Okay.
So that is really happening.
So please, for those listening,
Yeah.
please go through the process
Okay,
again in case they
so-
know somebody over there.
Good. So all they have to do is, first of all, if the person's actually in Ghana here listening to me, your first point is just to get to any immigration installation and then talk to them. But before I even leave you, I'll give out our numbers. You can even call and then we can even pick it up from there. Yeah.
Great. All right. So my final question: people are listening. What advice do you have for Ghanaians who are considering migrating abroad, either legally or illegally, to ensure their safety and well-being?
As I always say, migrating is not a bad thing. It is a good thing. You could migrate for educational purposes, for family reunification. There are so many reasons why one might migrate. But we just need to go through the right process. That is the main thing. So I always say, traveling isn't bad, but travel safe. If you are not too sure about the checks, contact any immigration installation. I'm dealing with ABC Limited. They are promising this kind of job. I just want you guys to sit me down, sit with him, and let's know whether everything is clean. And as I always, it is a free service. We do not charge anything. You come in, we sit with you, we have a nice conversation, we invite the party. If he doesn't even come, that alone is a question mark. But if he is legit, he will come, he will sit on the table with us, let us know, okay, this is the situation. She's going to work here. I'm a registered person with the labor department. She's going to be paid this amount. She'll be paid through mobile money. The money will be sent to Ghana. So whenever there is any issue, we know where to start from. So traveling is not a bad thing. Travel, but travel safe.
Okay. Final question. And I know I said that was the final question, but recently, I think somewhere last year, I traveled to the Upper West, and
Okay.
I saw some immigration officers. Basically, they stopped the bus that we're in to check the IDs
Of the nationals.
the nationals. Yeah. In that case, why? I just want to ask why, because it was weird for me.
Okay, so now maybe you are limiting yourself just to the airports and the seas, but we have land borders. So if you were in the north, it means the people could have come in from the top. So wherever you found yourself, it means it was close to maybe a border town.
Yes.
So it's very possible that people might just have, I always say Ghana doesn't have a wall around it. Do you get it? So someone passes here today, tomorrow the person passes here. It becomes an unapproved route. So we could, yes, be at the borders, be manning it, but we would still have a little few people slipping through. So we have inland checks where we do random checks on the buses to check to even know whether all the people there are nationals. If you're not a national, we demand to see your work permit, your residence permit. We just want to know what you're doing in the country.
But the work permit actually,
Residence permit.
residence permit.
That's for the foreigners.
For the foreigners, because I haven't really. This is the first time I'm hearing that foreigners actually need a residence permit, because it's most of the times you see a lot of Nigerians. You can even go to Circle just at the back. You see a lot of Nigerians actually working, because it's weird for a foreigner to work in Ghana. Does a person actually need, what documents does person need?
So for a foreigner to work in Ghana, he needs to be issued a work and residence permit by the immigration service. Now there are a list of things that we demand: the company documents, police reports from home country, introductory letter, admission letter, a lot of company requirements. So when you satisfy all these requirements, then we issue you with a work and residence permit. But now, with the Nigerian thing, you should know that, Ghana is part of the ECOWAS free trade movement. So anybody, any national who is part of this should be allowed to enter the country. and be given a minimum of 30 days, a maximum of 90 days. So yes, he could be in the country, be staying around. He doesn't have a visa, but he's just here for a period. He would go back to his country whenever the time is due.
But so how do you know if someone has stayed beyond a particular?
Okay, so now I always say that when you enter the country, at the point of entry, your passport will be stamped. The law says you should have an endorsable document, so you would have a stamp in it, so that shows when you entered. Now, when you're leaving the shores of the country, if you've overstayed, it would show, because in the passport it would have it written that I gave you 30 days. Now you've stayed for 60 days, so it means you've overstayed for 1 month. Yes, and there are penalties for that.
The penalty wasn't on the penalty. Just kindly rush through the penalties.
I didn't get the figures yet, but maybe the next time we have a meeting, I'll make sure I bring that.
No problem.
Then we'll talk about
No
permits.
problem. It's actually an interesting topic that I definitely want to also highlight on.
Yeah.
So please, for those listening and those actually watching, please can you give a number that they can reach out to in case of anything.
Okay, so I'll give out our migration management department numbers. That's 030-732-5089. I take it again, 030-732-5089 or 026-668-0779. 026-668-0779. And now, we're all over social media. So you can reach us on WhatsApp on 020-732 or on Facebook, Ghana Immigration Service Migration Information Bureau. On Twitter, we are GIS_MMB. On Instagram, we are GIS_MMB.
Wow. With the growing trends and with Instagram, I'm glad that
very soon we'll even be going on to TikTok. So
TikTok too.
Yeah, and we'll be having lives and everything. So people will be calling in. We really want to bridge the gap with the public so that people can be very accessible whenever they need any kind of information.
Great. All right, so your head DSI Paul KITTOE, he has given the Instagram, the social media handles, and he has given the numbers that you can all reach out to if you have any questions pertaining to migration, or if you have anything that you want to ask, please reach out to the numbers. And this brings us to the end of the Kristocentric news. This will not be the last time that you see DSI Paul KITTOE on the Kristocentric news. He'll be here from time to time to speak on other pertinent issues.
Definitely.
Questions that you will have. So if you have any questions, you can actually send it to the Kristocentric line. And the next time that he's here, we'll pose them to him so that he'll be able to answer those pressing questions. And again, that brings us to the end of the Kristocentric news. My name is YEBOAH Edwin Takyi, the Christian news anchor, here to remind you that God is not done with you. Your best is yet to come. Please enjoy the rest of your day.